What I've been trying last 20 years, based on my early experience, people would come with wonderful insights during color puncture sessions, and then they would fail to implement them in real life. And implementing would mean some inner work. It could be journaling, it could be dream work, it could be reconsidering the patterns, some gratitude practices or some forgiveness practices if we are talking about old relationship which somehow came up during that. So it could be absolutely anything. Or sometimes you need to do something external. Sometimes you need to do something in real life. You need to pick up a new habit, or you need to reframe the habit, or you need to just reconsider something and start doing something differently. And this takes practice. For many years, as I'm doing therapy, what I understand is that it's not even a therapy resistance which matters, because obviously sometimes people are therapy resistant, and this is difficult, and then you need to approach it from different sides. But here we have a lot of treatments, color puncture, which can help. But from my point of view, the biggest sticking point was when people wouldn't move on from this original insight. So, for example, there was a breakthrough, there was a physical improvement, and they needed to maintain that. Or there was some understanding that they need to follow a different path, they need to adjust something, they need to change the habit, they need to do something differently, they need to reconsider maybe old patterns. They see the pattern, they know that this is not a good pattern, but they don't know what to do with that. And Peter Mendel remember saying in book Sense of Nonsense of Sickness and Pain that basically any disease, any pain is a sign that we are off the path and we need to get back on our path. And then from this inner alignment, from this relaxation and peace, comes the healing to a degree which is possible individually for everyone, because it's all obviously going to be different. Sometimes all we need to do is to just adopt a slightly different habit or slightly different daily practices on Colourpuncture or on something else. This will be this integration and back on the road stage. Colourpuncture is the first step. It provides you with insight. But then dream work takes it deeper, journaling takes it more to the surface and more into real life. And the most important thing is actually real life changes. Sometimes, as I said, it could be just internal work. Sometimes you just need to go back and reconsider. And I want here to briefly share something which I didn't expect to happen. In December, I had a chance to just stay at somebody's place with my husband. Our friend said, "Oh, you know what? We have this flat in between tenants. Do you want to just go and have a little bit of empty space just for you two?" So we went with my husband. My husband worked. I stayed there. I had a couple of calls, but I was generally free. So I took a lot of old paperwork with me. And I started sorting them out. So this was this was that. And then I came across my old diaries from when I was like in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s. And I started reading them in attempt to organize them. And also there was letters from my mother. And I said, oh my God, that was such a deep experience. I didn't finish the task, no. But even from what I read from my mom letters or from my own journals, it almost like I was meeting myself. And I don't know this woman. I absolutely lost track with everything which was going on then. And I had such amazing time. It was painful and beautiful at the same time. Maybe I would have benefited from picking up jogging or eating healthy food or doing more Colourpuncture. But for me, the work was more internal. I just needed to go back and had a real good conversation with all the different versions of me. And love and acceptance and this extending compassion is what was needed. So sometimes the work can be that. And for me, it didn't happen with Colourpuncture. Well, obviously, Colourpuncture was there because we did a call in December on Colourpuncture. And so I was doing the treatments. I was also teaching several people. So I did treatments. Colourpuncture is always in my life. But for me, it was more triggered by a very concrete event. And the work which was needed was more internal. Sometimes it's not even about therapy. Sometimes it's about other practices, about some certain habits, certain little things certain routines, because it all comes down to different routine. Either internal routine or external routine. It's just different. Basically, it's writing a different script. This is all what any change boils down to.